I had a similar experience, subhanAllah, about 7 or 8 years ago. We were doing an internship program. This was in the Caribbean. And I don't want to get too much into it, but long story short, I was trying to call other people to understand Islam that were with me, other students. And there was this really young guy that was following me around from the United States. Everybody else is from the rest of the world. And he's the only one that he felt, I could relate to, because I was also from the US. So he's following me around. He was 16 years old. Everyone is 21 and older. And he follows me until I think the 5th or 6th week. Finally, we're sitting down talking and we're eating, and he's sitting in front of me and he says, "Hey, I heard that Muslims are terrorists. Do you know anything about Muslims?"
Oh, there we go.
And I just stared at him. I said, "What?" I said, "I'm Muslim, right?"
Right.
He was eating his burger and his mouth just dropped. He's like, "What?" He's like, "How can you be Muslim? You're one of my best friends." And I'm like, "There's no conflict between the two.
Exactly.
I can be a good friend and a Muslim." He's like, "Well, tell me about Islam." I said, "Didn't you realize I was leaving every couple hours to pray and come back?"
It's amazing.
He's like, "I noticed you left. I thought you were going to the bathroom all the time." I'm like, "What?" Everybody else knew I was going to pray, and I didn't even regard somebody who was much younger. I thought he wouldn't understand. SubhanAllah, he ended up becoming Muslim before anybody else. He was 16 years old. He started calling his family to Islam. And what got him was basically the seeing just me being a basic Muslim. I was not doing anything special or extraordinary. And this guy went back home to Colorado and started learning Arabic.
Allah.
He calls me up about 2 or 3 days after this internship finished. And he says, "Hey, I want to say something to you." I'm like, "What is it?" And then he says the Shahada on the phone.
Allah.
It just moved me.
Allah.
And I was so happy, subhanAllah, because I was kind of disappointed in myself that you don't realize who around you is affected by what you're doing.
Yeah, you don't.
But again, every single Muslim has a role to